Hi everyone. We're going to spend a few minutes here just looking through a book by John Klassen. I Want My Hat Back. I'm just going to flip through a few pages here. Because the first thing we want to do is just kind of get a visual feel for the book. And what do we notice in terms of layout, in terms of color, in terms of all those things in our textbook: size of the book, shape of the book, um, what's going on with color, and so on. So we're just flipping through a few pages here. So I think one of the first things that emerges here as we look through this is that there's a pattern, isn't there? That we see this character of the bear who doesn't change, really, right? Kind of looks the same. Maybe his size changes a little bit in terms of how much space he takes up on the page, but he seems almost identical in every picture, all right? And we see that the picture is in the left hand page, and then the right hand page is text. Think about color, very different from what we had in the Dr. Seuss book, with those bright, kind of very primary kind of colors with Dr. Seuss. And this is more text, more shaded, more muted. We would probably call these earth tones. Think about how that red is very different from the reds that we had in Dr. Seuss, and there certainly weren't any browns or tans or any of that sort of thing. So it's much more understated. And notice we don't have that kind of pen and ink drawing that Dr. Seuss had with the all figures all outlined in black ink, and then the color laid in, and how this is just almost like just shapes, just drawn or perhaps even pasted right on the page, because this certainly almost looks like collage, especially as we look at that hat. Okay, so we start to notice some things about layout, color, shape, texture, and so on. Now let's think a little bit about how words and pictures interact. Notice that we have just the bear that's going on, and then we have the words. My hat is gone, I want it back. So we have only dialogue here. We don't have a narrator describing anything. It's just his words, and then we see he meets this fox, and then so we see the words, have you seen my hat? And then the fox's response, and we see that in a different color. No, I haven't seen your hat. Okay, thank you anyway. All right, and then we see he meets the frog, and the dialogue is exactly the same. Have you seen my hat? No, I have not seen any hats around here. Okay, thank you anyway. Have you seen my hat? Oh, he meets this rabbit, and boy, he has a lot more to say. No, why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any hats anywhere. I would not steal a hat. Don't ask me any more questions. Okay, thank you anyway. Boy, what does that reveal about the bear? Not too bright, is he? Okay, thank you anyway. The same thing he said previously. So he continues. Now we see that he meets a turtle. Same question, have you seen my hat? I haven't seen anything all day. I've been trying to climb this rock. Would you like me to lift you on top of it? Yes, please. So he may not be very smart, but he certainly seems to be a nice bear. See the snake. You've seen my hat. Saw a hat once. It was blue and round. My hat doesn't look like that. Thank you anyway. Always very polite too, is he not? Meets a, what is this? An opossum. I guess. Have you seen my hat? What is a hat? Thank you anyway. Now we notice a big change in terms of what's going on in layout. It's a two-page illustration, or taking up almost all the 2 pages, with just a little text on the top. Nobody has seen my hat. What if I never see it again? What if nobody ever finds it? My poor hat. I miss it so much. So everything kind of comes to a stop at this point. There he is, just lying there. Still lying there, but along comes a deer. The deer says, obviously, "What's the matter? I've lost my hat. Nobody has seen it. What does your hat look like?" It is red and pointy and, right, ... incomplete. And then we see, oh, the moment of realization. Notice the background changes and also matches the red hat. I have seen my hat, all in capital letters. Now another 2-page illustration, this one with no dialogue, so now we don't need words to tell us what's going on in the story at this point, as he runs past. Boy, that's pretty active for this bear, isn't it? And then he runs past all the animals that he'd seen previously. You now see the turtle up on the rock. So he encounters the rabbit, and he says, You stole my hat." Again, we notice all capital letters. Look at the look on the bear's face. What do we think the rabbit might be thinking at that point? And then we have another double-page illustration with no words. Just the two of them looking at one another. Again, look at that cap. And then, there he is, all by himself, just sitting. I love my hat. Just the broken up plants underneath him. And now it's like things have been reversed, where before he was walking, asking other people questions, other animals questions about where his hat might be. The squirrel comes along and says, "Excuse me, have you seen a rabbit wearing a hat?" And now we have the bear responding, "No, why are you asking me? I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any rabbits anywhere. I would not eat a rabbit. Don't ask me any more questions." Okay, thank you anyway. And we see how that dovetails completely with what we saw earlier when he first saw the rabbit. "No, why are you asking me? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any hats anywhere. I would not steal a hat. Don't ask me any more questions." Okay, thank you anyway. You can think about the significance of that, or the effectiveness of that. Then we have the final image of the book. There he is, all by himself with his beloved